The very first responsibility of a prosecutor under Rules 3.8 of the Kentucky Supreme Court rules requires that prosecutors, and I quote, refrain from prosecuting a charge that the prosecutor knows is not supported by probable cause. Therefore, based upon the totality of the evidence, my office cannot move forward in the prosecution of the charges filed against Mr. Scheffler. Mr. Scheffler's characterization that this was, quote, a big misunderstanding, close quote, is corroborated by the evidence. The evidence we reviewed supports the conclusion that Detective Gillis was concerned for public safety at the scene when he initiated contact with Mr. Scheffler. However, Mr. Scheffler's actions and the evidence surrounding their exchange during this misunderstanding do not satisfy the elements of any criminal offenses. For these reasons, Judge, I now tender to the court a motion and order to dismiss all these charges in this case against Mr. Scheffler with prejudice. Thank you, Your Honor.
We were pleased that the case was dismissed today. Obviously, was dismissed without prejudice or with prejudice, which is something that we had required. We were prepared to go forward and litigate this matter. We were also prepared to litigate the case civilly. At the time actually we were going to start beginning litigating it civilly on Monday, whenever Scottie had to appear in court. We were going to begin the litigation regarding the civil matter. He does not wish to do that. He wants to move on. Lawsuits are paid by the taxpayers. If he prevails in civil litigation against LMPD, who pays that? Taxpayers of Louisville. He doesn't wish the taxpayers of Louisville to pay him for whatever occurred. Also, too, litigation is a distraction for anyone. And the truly historic season he is having right now, being involved in litigation would be a distraction. It's obvious he didn't do anything wrong. And as I've said repeatedly, the more evidence that comes out, the more it shows that, Scottie was a victim here. And I think everybody sees something like this happen and realizes they're one wrong turn or running into the wrong person away from going to jail themselves.
Steve, I have to ask you, though, the statements that Scottie made after the arrest don't seem to fully align with what you're saying right now. He admits that he got impatient and went too far.
No, here's what happened, is he is being interrogated after the most stressful situation of his life, right? And the officer is actually asking him leading questions and trying to get him to agree with them, okay? And that's why you don't talk to the police, because they are going to try to put words in your mouth. And that's exactly what they did.
But that was after he read his Miranda rights. He didn't
Of course. He didn't have to speak. But again, he asked to talk to the officer. He wanted to explain to him what happened. However, they are trying to get him to confess to something that he didn't do. And the video evidence shows he didn't do it.